I want to start with gratitude myself. I want to thank the many residents who made their voices heard throughout the budget process and throughout the year. And in particular, I want to especially thank those who engaged with us for the first time. This might be the first time they've ever signed up to testify or come here to Rockville or visited us on Zoom. That matters. Your input directly informs the work that we do here. And I am very proud to live in a county with such passionate, knowledgeable, and hardworking people. It's an honor to serve you. And I want to thank Council President Stewart for her steadfast leadership throughout this process. And thank all of my colleagues as well for the level of thoughtfulness as we deliberated. This is a time when each of us was being impacted by the universe around us, right? And it comes fast and furious. And each person sitting up here feels those things directly, takes them in, and puts themselves into trying to come up with the best solutions possible. So I appreciate each of you and your care and concern. We are living in a frightening time. And one of my key priorities and North Stars throughout this process, given the landscape, was to protect our residents from the chaos and destruction of the current federal administration. How do we best protect our residents and understand what is within our control and what is outside our control? By preserving and enhancing our public education system, our social safety net, our public safety resources, and our county workforce. That's how we stay the course best to keep Montgomery County strong. Importantly, the balance I committed to striking was preserving essential services without imposing additional burdens on residents. I also want to protect our residents by protecting affordability and sustainability. That has a significant impact on people's daily lives and the choices they make, and that is a top stressor. Because of that, I could not in good conscience support a tax increase, whether property or income, on our residents during this time of financial strain and anxiety. Our residents spoke up about their need for greater consistency and predictability, something they were craving during this time of great uncertainty. Through compromise and creative problem solving, we were able to avoid a tax increase while investing in a number of key priorities. We dedicated $3.6 billion for Montgomery County Public Schools. That's $210 million over the state required maintenance of effort level. And this is the third consecutive year of substantial increased investment in our school system. An additional $657 million of tax-supported resources over the past 3 years. We're proud of this historic investment because a strong public education system is at the core of what Montgomery County is. With the approval of this budget, we will fund 99.8% of the Board of Education's request, providing MCPS with enough funding to achieve a 3.25% base salary increase for staff and additional special education, English language development teachers, and security staff. I want to thank Superintendent Taylor, Board President Julie Yang, and our partners in labor at MCEA, SEIU, and MCAP for your collaboration in helping us reach this resolution. Understanding the importance of also investing in our learners ages 0 through 5 and shielding them from negative impacts at the federal level, we also approved a major increase for Montgomery County's Early Care and Education Initiative, or ECEI, which will build on their progress that they've made this past year, including the completion of 2 key studies, supply and demand, and the cost of that care. That will inform our work going forward. Their partner, the Children's Opportunity Alliance, helped more families access early care and education, provided more capacity building to community-based childcare providers, and facilitated a much-needed analysis of state statute and regulations through a collaboration with Montgomery Moving Forward. There's a lot of success to celebrate, and we have, while we acknowledge the work that remains in that space. We also approved a 3% inflationary adjustment for the county's nonprofit partners, our developmental disability providers, and adult medical daycare services. This has been an incredibly challenging time for these sectors at the state and federal level, and they provide vital services to our residents and serve as critical partners in this county's work. Understanding the great need that exists in our community, we substantially increased funding for the Short-Term Housing and Resolution Program, or SHARP, the Eviction Prevention and Rental Assistance Program, RAP, the Rapid Rehousing, RRH Program, and Permanent Supportive Housing. We have a lot of acronyms, and they all do good things. We increased the reimbursement rate for our healthcare for the uninsured programs, Montgomery Cares, and Care for Kids, ensuring that the providers we partner with are able to continue meeting demand despite rising healthcare costs. And we expanded our healthcare for the uninsured provider network with the addition of a clinic at the Islamic Center of Maryland in my district. Understanding how taxed our public safety personnel are, we continue to invest in force multipliers and innovation, including the Drone as First Responder Program, congratulations Germantown, the Real-Time Information Center, and a new automated traffic enforcement camera pilot called Speed on Green, or, and I'm saying this only for Assistant Chief McBain, as he would like to call it, mellow on yellow. We added investigative staff for the Office of Consumer Protection to enforce Bill 625, Consumer Protection for Renters, which makes new tools available to force compliance when landlords repeatedly fail to correct code violations. Additionally, we allocated more funds for security staff at Progress Place to protect the safety of residents and staff. While we know we cannot replace everything that is being lost by drastic, destructive measures at the federal level, we are leveraging our resources and our incredibly talented workforce and nonprofit partners to continue providing services our residents expect and deserve and maintain preparedness for the future challenges that lie ahead. We were able to restore damaging proposed cuts to Montgomery Parks, which continues to provide vital community gathering spaces, events, and places to enjoy. The COVID-19 pandemic demonstrated with great clarity how important our parks and rec programs are to the overall well-being of the health of our community. That's not a nice to have. It's a necessity. Montgomery County is consistently recognized as the healthiest county in Maryland and ranks high across all counties in the nation. We should be proud of that. And by doing these things that provide preventive care, like our healthcare programs in HHS, and provide overall wellness to our community through parks and recreation, in addition to positive community engagement, we can maintain that. That's good for all of us. And I want to give a shout out to our sports tourism for a tool for economic growth here in Montgomery County as well. Thank you to our state partners for advocating for capital improvement projects such as the Olney Community Building and the Officer Noah Leota Satellite Police Station. I'm proud of the matching funds this budget will be providing to organizations all across the county that are receiving state grants, which is an example of how we must work together with our leaders in Annapolis to bring back vital revenue to assist our communities with needed capital improvements and projects. Given the loss of federal jobs and overall impacts of the federal government on our regional economy, we are passing a budget that we are both proud of and know full well will likely change. It is our responsibility to constantly gauge where we stand, to be transparent with the public about the hard decisions that will have to be made, and to view all of our work through the lens of what is fiscally sustainable and practical. Because these are unpredictable times, being honest about that is how we best protect each other. Thank you to our terrific council staff, our analysts for working tirelessly to help us get over the finish line. I want to thank our communications and media team too for just being awesome people and talented, and they stop by and visit my office a lot because they're across the hall from me. And I always like to give an extra special shout out to our legal team, Christine Wellens, Ludine McCartney-Green, Lavu Nadeau, and the name I like to say the most and our newest addition, Jim Gorzalat. Thank you to our colleagues in the executive branch, and thank you to our amazing nonprofit partners doing impactful work out in the community every day and for always maintaining a clear and consistent communication line with us. I want to thank my team, Aaron, Sarah, Caroline, Doug, and Piper. It's a true blessing to have such passionate and dedicated humans along this journey of service with me. And thank you, Craig Howard, for sitting next to me and putting up with me day in and day out. I appreciate you. In many ways, a lot of our work starts now. I am by nature a fixer, and when I cannot fix something or it can't fix it fast enough, it's really frustrating. That being said, I'm also persistent, and I'm trying to focus on that aspect of myself as we move forward. This will be an ongoing conversation and continue to be a team effort requiring collaboration, communication, and compromise as we navigate these challenging waters. We can support one another and our teams in this work by doing so, we do our very best in service of our community's needs.